Hello, hello,
Hey,
hello.
Melanie, how are you?
I'm pretty good, pretty good.
Good.
Yes, ma'am. I'm so excited for this. We are live. And so wanted to first introduce you today, ladies and gentlemen. We have Miss Shaquanna Chappelle, who
Yes.
is a sought-after speaker, executive presence consultant, and wardrobe stylist who has been trusted by high-achieving professional women across the globe. Okay, she helps women break out of their comfort zone, identify their unique style, and create confident and bold looks that propels their careers forward. So, today we're going to talk about the nuances between physical presentation, confidence, and leadership, especially among women of color. So I am super excited to have this conversation today with Miss Shaquanna. I'm so grateful that she was able to set aside some time to join me today. And so, without further ado, hi.
Hi. Thank you, Melanie, for having me. I've been admiring the work that you've been doing for a while now. And so I'm excited to be sitting down, formally, I would say, sitting down and chatting with you. But yeah, like you said, I'm a wardrobe stylist, executive presence consultant, and a corporate speaker who really just aims to help professional women build and demonstrate confidence so they can make their best impressions and really propel their careers and their personal brands, since you're here, forward. So I do that through, of course, the styling piece. So I work one-on-one with a lot of women leaders, in various positions in corporate, even some entrepreneurs, just helping to get their wardrobe to reflect their position and where they're going next, and just help them exude that confidence that they want to portray when they're in their leadership positions. And then I've kind of shifted more into the executive presence consulting world and just helping especially Black women of color in corporate, new and emerging leaders, just helping them create and define what their executive presence is for them, so that they can lead from a more confident, more authentic space. I know you talk about being authentic all the time, and I'm sure we're gonna talk about it.
Uh-huh.
Um, but yeah, in a nutshell, that's what I'm doing. And also an author. I wrote a book about 3 years ago called Get Up and Get Dressed. It's a woman's guide to looking and feeling powerful according to God's image. So the Get Up and Get Dressed movement really just came to me from God, but it's more so not just about getting dressed and looking good on the outside and putting on the cute outfit and all the makeup, but getting up and getting dressed in the fullness of God first, according to his image, getting up and getting dressed as more confident woman, a more healed woman, a more whole woman, because that's what matters to me the most. So that's me in a nutshell.
Yes, ma'am. I love that. Oh my God, you hit on so many points. I was getting so excited over because you hit on authenticity, you hit on having that executive presence, you hit on being your full whole self. Like
Yeah.
that stuff is so profound. And people tend to not really think about that stuff when they think about what they're gonna wear,
Yeah.
right? So talk to us about how all that ties into leadership and you know what I mean, showing up at work dressed a certain way. Talk to me about how that all ties together.
Yeah, as far as it all tying together, it honestly starts within. Like, I think a lot of people avoid it or miss it or ignore the importance of how they feel on the inside. Like, how do you feel when you wake up every morning? How do you feel when you walk into the office? Do you feel great about yourself? How do you feel when you look in the mirror? Like, that is one big thing I work on with my clients. Like, because sometimes I'm like, there's no point in me dressing you if every time you look in the mirror, you're like, oh, I hate myself. I don't like this. I don't like
No.
that. All of
Yes.
that trickles down into how you show up in your career and how you show up as a leader. And I know that everyone has, we all have things that we deem as flaws. We all have things we can work on, but you have to get yourself to a certain point where you're saying, you know what, I'm 100% sure of myself and I'm confident in myself. So, as far as it all tying in together, it's how do I feel on the inside? Do I feel good about myself? Do I feel good about the work I'm doing? You know, how is that impacting my career in the space that I'm in? And how do I reflect that? I, especially our women in corporate in certain industries, you know, they tend to play it safe when it comes to what they wear. You know, I
Mhm.
have one client, she works in the finance industry in DC somewhere with the federal buildings and stuff. So it's very like black, navy, gray. And I'm like, no,
Yeah.
girl, we can put some color into this. We can show your personality. And I think that's really important. When you are sure about yourself and you've worked very hard on yourself, and I'm a living testimony, when you worked very hard to get to the point that you are internally, personally, within your soul and all of that, you deserve to show that in how you show up and what you wear. So it just all works together and it all just impacts how you show up in your career and how you're perceived.
You know what's something interesting that you said? You said it doesn't matter how I dress you if you always look at yourself and see the flaws.
Yes.
And so people feel like what they need is a new outfit, a new wardrobe, right? People come to me and they feel like, well, I just need like a content plan. I need a logo and some, you know, brand messaging. You know, when I was doing resumes, well, I just need a new resume so I get this job. But
Mm.
that's not what you need, boo.
Yeah,
You
yep.
need to work on you first because
Yes. Yes.
nothing that we give you, offer you, sell you is going to work unless you believe in yourself,
Mm-hmm.
period. And I
Yep.
love that this is coming up because, again, people think clothes and clothes is so surface, right? You go buy a shirt or a dress,
Yes.
but it's so much deeper than that. And when I started this personal branding work, I didn't even realize how much deeper the work was going to be until I got in the trenches with my clients. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, what do you mean you're afraid to post about that? That is you. You are that.
Right.
Why are you afraid to share your story with the world? And so, going back to the work that you do, talk to me a little bit about some of the things that you help your clients to overcome about themselves before they can put on the nice dress and actually feel the dress.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so funny because I've actually like I've turned down clients before because
Mhm.
they come to me and they come to me exactly what you said. I just want the cute outfit. But once I talk to them, so I talk to my clients couple of times, a few times before I actually do the shopping. Because of course I need to get to know them, especially if I don't know them, never met them. I need to get to know them. I need to know their headspace. I need to know how they feel about themselves. And one woman, she once we got to talking, she was like, wow, Shaquanna. She was like, I don't think I'm ready for a new wardrobe. I said, I don't think you're ready either. And what did she do? She ended up buying my book. And she's like, I'm gonna
Wow.
buy a book first.
Yes.
And get some mindset tools, get those tools that I need to work on myself. And that was that's all I want. That's what I pray for. I'm like, I'm not all about, oh, I gotta convert a client for the money. No, I'm here to make an impact.
Mm.
So when it comes to my clients, I tend to attract the women who, for the most part, the women who know that they need to dig deeper, and unpack some things, and they like to use this experience. I call it the power style experience, this shopping and styling experience, to either ignite that, like, okay, I have these new clothes. Let me make sure I match I match what's inside with the outside, if you get what I'm saying. But a lot of people, especially women of color in professional settings, after they worked with me, they're like, wow, Shaquanna, you have no idea what you just did for my confidence. You have no
Mm.
idea what you just did for my career. I've worked with women who were shy, who were introverted. They got pushed into leadership positions and they didn't want to be there. And
Mm.
because I have that own personal experience too, I'm able to have conversations with them, say, well, what makes you, not want to speak up in meetings? Why don't you want to do that? Like when I get on the call, when I have my style analysis, yeah, we could talk about what you like, what colors you like to wear, all that. But assistant and my assistant does a great job of doing this. We ask questions that may not see, it doesn't seem like it relates, but it tells us more about where they are mentally, especially if
Mhm.
they're not so forthcoming with it. So, and then I had like another client the other day. She's dealt with some trauma within her workplace, with harassment and things like that. So I take the time necessary to talk to them to unpack some of those things and really dig deep. And then I can say, okay, they may not need such a bold outfit right now. They may need something simple, but what's going to is going to help them kind of work on the other pieces that need to be worked on. So it's kind of like I call it style therapy. Like I'm not just here to dress
Yeah.
you. We're going to talk things out too. I'm going to ask you certain questions. And I encourage, like I can't help it. It's in my nature. If my client's going to be like, come to me and they're like, I'm dealing with such and such issue at work. I'm like, let's talk about it, sis. How are we going to get through this? What do you need
Right.
build your confidence? Like that, I'm just all about their overall success, not just their wardrobe.
Yes, it's so much bigger than the wardrobe is one piece
Yes.
that ties into the bigger picture. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So you said something earlier. You said you don't just want to dress people, you want to make an impact.
Mhm.
Talk to me a little bit about what that looks like, because I know you are, delving into some different spaces, expanding.
Yes.
So talk to me about that aspect of what that looks like. What is the impact? Because that's one of my magic words, impact. That's
Yeah.
why I do what I do, because I want to make an impact and I want my clients to be able to make an impact through their story. So
Exactly.
tell us a little bit about what that looks like for you.
Yeah. So regardless of anything that I'm doing, because I think I wear several titles right now, but regardless of anything that I'm doing, I just truly believe in women showing up with power and confidence with whatever space they're in. And so when it comes to the impact that I want to make and the legacy I want to leave here on earth, I want to be the person that just drops one seed into someone that helps them accelerate their growth in their confidence or whatever journey they're on. And so that's just what I want to do. I just want to help women be confident. And so I do several, of course, the styling piece, but I know we were kind of talking a little bit before where I do love styling. It's in my nature. I'm going to do it. I do it in my sleep. It's what I'm going to always do. But I have a huge place in my heart for those women of color in corporate to help them as they are climbing the ladder, getting into these new leadership positions, just helping them form a presence, a powerful executive presence for them that makes them unique, make them stand out without making them feel uncomfortable. I think a lot of times we're kind of conditioned like, oh, okay, I'm a this position at work, I need to be this way, I need to be like Susie, I need to be like Chad. I'm like, no, you be yourself. But this is how you are able to lead in that space. And so I just believe that when women are confident and very sure in themselves, like that impacts our society, that impacts our world. It makes a difference. And so I just want to be someone who plants that seed. I'm always encouraging women. I'm always trying to be a light to women, regardless if I'm speaking, doing podcasts, if I'm styling. I just want to provide that glimpse of light and confidence to them to say, hey, if Shaquanna can do it, if she's overcome a lot of things, like I mentioned in my book, and I try to talk about it on other platforms too. If Shaquanna can do that, then I can, because other women have been like that for me.
Love, love, love it. We are so aligned.
Yes. I've been
But
on that, Melanie.
I guess I'm just now realizing how aligned we
Hmm.
are when it comes to our message, our purpose, our mission, and the impact we want to make. It's wild.
Yeah.
Like you hitting on all the things. Yes. And you know what's funny, because you talk about having this power and this confidence and this executive presence. And the name of my movement, my framework is empowered presence,
Hmm.
because you want to show up powerfully,
Yes.
right? You want to just exude it. You don't have to open your mouth,
Yep.
right? And that's something that I feel like I've always kind of had in a sense, because I remember walking in, different rooms and feeling the energy shift a little bit.
Mhm.
And it was kind of like all eyes on me. I'm typically a little bit overdressed.
Oh, well.
Oh well, right? And so it's just like, yes, I know I'm the bomb.com,
Mhm.
period. And
Mhm.
that it's like I have a shirt, it says low key cocky because I'm so like, you can't tell
Right,
me, especially in my resume writing. I was like, "Psh, nobody can tell me nothing.
right,
Except I am the best, period."
right.
And clients felt it.
Mhm.
I was, on more than one, several calls where people were like, "Yo, I saw your pictures and it was just something about you," or, "Oh, I love how you just kind of carry yourself. I heard you speak and it's just something about you." And I think that it's an internal kind of knowing
Yep.
who you are. And
Yeah.
that's what I mean when I say empowered presence,
Mhm.
right? It's about being confident and finding power in who you are, your flaws, your weaknesses, perceived weaknesses, as I like to call it, and all the things that make you you, things
Right.
that you feel you're ashamed of. That is also part of you,
Yeah.
right? And so I love, 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 love that message. Love that
Yeah.
message.
And I'll say this, because the way you're describing like how you used to walk in and everything like that. I mean, I'm like that. Like, you can't tell me nothing about when it's time to get dressed, honey. Shaquanna's gonna show up. Like, there's no doubt about it. But or just any space, but it takes a journey to get there. And not every woman is at that same place. So I think the work that you and I do just help meets the women where they are and help them get to that spot, that place where they're like, I can walk in any room and I command the room. I'm making a statement. I don't even have to speak. It takes it takes some work mentally to do that. And everyone's on like a different pace with that. But you'll get there, but you have to work on it. And that's why I tell my clients all the time is like, yeah, I'm helping you with styling, or maybe I'm even mentoring you, but you have to do the work. You're not going to find the solution, the long term solution, and all the answers in the cute dress you just bought. Like, you're going to have to do other work for yourself too.
Yes, that's right. I love
Mm.
that. I love
Mhm.
it. And I would say this is the not so sexy part, right? You want to
Yeah.
show up, you want to build a brand, you want people to know you for your expertise, you want this, you want that. You got to do the work.
Yep. And it's
You
uncomfortable. It's
Oh
uncomfortable.
man. Whew. You know, my clients, the clients that go through my Empowered Presence program, they say all the time, like, I feel like this is therapy. And I'm
Mhm.
like, girl, I'm no therapist. I can send you an extra bill though. What's up? What's the deal? Right? Because I'm digging deeper because surface won't suffice when it
Yeah.
comes to building a strong, authentic personal brand. And like you've already said, surface won't suffice. You're not gonna put on a nice shirt, a cute dress, and
Mhm.
miraculously have confidence.
Right.
So tell me a little bit about, in a practical sense, what can women do, women of color in particular, like you mentioned that young lady that was, on Capitol Hill or whatnot, and she wore the black and the blues.
Mhm.
Even what comes to mind, Michelle Obama.
Mm.
We seen how she transformed as she got that White House baby.
Yes.
Her
Yeah.
veins came out, that color started popping.
Yes. Yes.
So what are some practical things or advice or tips you would give women looking to really, dress the part and be more authentic in how they show up physically?
Yeah, absolutely. So, one, I know that every workplace is different. I know every industry is different. It's very different if you work at a tech company where you can be casual versus if you work on Wall Street. So you want to make sure you consider where you're working and how that aligns. But um one, when it comes to really just dressing more authentically, find out what you like and what you don't like. I think a lot of women don't take the time to do that, and they sometimes will follow trends, or uh, it's it was mind blowing to me, but to this day, there's still like grown women who's never really shopped for themselves that much. Like their mom is still shopping for them or family members are shopping for them. I'm like, no, you need to shop for yourself. You need to know what you like.
Wow.
Or they grew up where their mom just picked out all their clothes, so they never knew what their style was. So I would say pay attention to what you naturally gravitate towards. Pay attention to what you love. Don't think about, oh, if this is going to be acceptable in the office yet. Just think about, what do I like? Oh, I love peplum blouses, or I love pencil skirts, or maybe you saw a picture of Michelle Obama, or maybe, I get a lot of clients who are like, I want to be like Olivia Pope. Well, what was it about them? What did you like? Because I don't want to dress you just like a celebrity. I want to know what it is that you like. I really love the statement coat she had. Okay, great. Those are the type of things that you kind of want to keep a mental running list or a physical running list of what you like and what you don't like. And what you will find out too, like when someone identifies what their unique style is for themselves, it helps them to start identifying who they are in general, right? Regardless if you've ever figured that out before or you've evolved and changed and trying to figure that out, like you start the process of, okay, I figured out my style. Let me figure out other things I like. What do I like to do? What hobbies I like? All those different things. So figure out what your style is, what you like, what you don't like. Figure out the colors that you like to wear. Please, women of color, wear colors. We look so beautiful in all different shades of colors. And I'm big on that. Like I used to do, and I keep saying I'm going to do it again, but I'm trying to figure it out. But I used to do a 5-day challenge. It was Monday through Friday, called Week Without Black Challenge. And I challenged professional women to go a full work week without wearing any black. And people looked at me like I was crazy. They were throwing tomatoes at me. They're like, no, 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 like, we're not doing that. But when they took the step to actually do the challenge, and by the end of the challenge, you're like, wow, Shaquanna, like, I can wear color, or I had more color pieces in my wardrobe than I thought, or you know what, I didn't feel like, feel bad, because I've had people who, were of darker complexion. She grew up, people told her she couldn't wear yellow, she couldn't wear nice
Mhm.
colored blues, but we broke that, mindset, and now she's like wearing all the colors of the rainbow.
Mm.
So wear the colors really help express your personality. And I'm not saying to bust into the office with this neon yellow
Mhm.
or what. I'm not saying to do all that. I mean, if that's what you want to do, I'm all for it too. But you can incorporate it different ways with your jewelry, different accessories, your shoes, your handbags. Like just add a little jazz to it. Will really, really help you out there. And then I would say, thirdly, just how to kind of like make this whole cohesive wardrobe for yourself is start thinking about what I call staple pieces, those versatile pieces that you should have in your wardrobe that allows you to mix and match and create different looks. I'm big, especially based on how I was raised, I'm big on getting the maximum return out of your wardrobe. We're not out here spending money on clothes we're wearing only once. Let's buy good quality pieces and find different ways to wear it so you get the return on your investment. You get the bang for your buck type of thing. But that's how you create your own style, and or kind of like your, I don't want to say uniform, because I'm not trying to say that you wear the same thing every day, but it's like creating your signature style. And correct me if I'm wrong, Melanie, but by having that signature style, it kind of helps in your personal brand and your personal reputation. Like I remember there was this one exec that was at my previous employer, and she always had like a really fun blazer on. Like I can always count every time I see her, she has this really fun blazer on. And it just kind of just, whenever I think about her, I think about her in blazer. It just kind of goes with her reputation and her brand.
I love that. And it could also go the other way, right? So I love sneakers, for example. I don't. I hate sneakers.
Okay.
But like if you love sneakers, then you would always probably wear sneakers. And so, I'm just trying to show the contrast. It doesn't have to be flashy or bright colors. It could be I love blue jeans. And I'm
Yep.
always gonna wear blue jeans with whatever. I'm gonna dress it up, dress it down, but blue jeans is my thing, right? So whatever that is, it doesn't have to be, you know, Pope-esque. I want to go back to Olivia Pope for a second, please, please.
Okay.
Please. Please. Because I absolutely love that show. I love her. I love her style. And I actually just binge watched it again like last month.
Oh, wow.
It's fresh. It's fresh in my head. And those coats every year for I ask for Christmas every year for like the entire time that that show was on. I asked every Christmas, I want a Popesque coat. And my family looking at me like, what does that mean? I'm like, Popesque coat. Mind you, I live in Florida, so they never bought me the coats. Because I'm like, they're
Right.
like, what are you going for? Like, it's just, I love her Popesque coats. I have a few now that I
Good.
barely wear because it's always hot.
Right.
But anyway, yes. Another thing too, right? I wanted to add when you talked about figuring out what you like, you could also feed off of people. When
Mhm.
I go out, there's certain things I get complimented on and I take note of it. I'm
Yep.
like, this must look really good. Red is one of my colors. Apparently, it matches my skin tone. I have red undertones.
Mhm.
So the red clothes really pop on my skin. I learned that.
Yep.
I was still in corporate when I learned that. And
Mhm.
so when you wear something, if people like one time I posted about this on Facebook, I believe. I went to pick up my kids and I wore this green jumpsuit. The Uber driver, the when I walked into the plane, the what do you call that? The flight attendant,
Uh-huh.
right? My kids, why are you so dressed up, mommy? Right? All day long, everybody kept saying, "You look so good. You look so cute. Oh, I love your outfit. Oh, the look. Oh, the style. I love everything." And I was like, "Okay, green,
Mhm. Yep.
green
Yep.
is another color, right?" So allow other people when they compliment you, take the compliment,
Yeah.
take it, receive it. Don't try to say, "Oh, but no,
Yep.
thank you."
Yep. And take
I agree. I'd be like, "Right? Don't I? Thank you. I know I look good in this stuff." Yes. Right? And it's just embody the
Yeah.
compliment.
Yeah. I
Um,
definitely agree.
and I have two other things I want to mention as you were talking as well, right? So you talked about having staple pieces. Have you heard this? I don't know. It went viral, I guess, what Steve Harvey was saying, get you a black pants, a blue pants, a khaki pants, get you two white shirts, two blue shirts, two whatever, and then you got 75 outfits that you
Yeah.
can match. What are your thoughts on that?
So I'm not a fan of following things like that to the T. Because I don't feel like when it comes to your style that one solution is a blanket solution for everyone. But the thought process of that I do agree with. It may not be a thing where you have two white shirts. Maybe you might have a white shirt and a red shirt,
Right.
or whatever. You just want to make sure that those pieces that you get, because what he's talking about is really building out that capsule wardrobe, that those staple pieces that you can just wear with so many things and wear them over and over again. But you want to make sure that it matches your style. Like, I'm not the type of person that was going to wear khaki. I don't even like khakis. So just making sure that, yeah, you want to incorporate those type of pieces, but make sure it's something that you like. I have clients who like leopard. Okay, let's get some leopard things in your wardrobe. So there's so many, like there's also it's like Project 333 or Project 33. I had one client came to me, was like, I want to do this. I'm like, okay, because it's basically the same thing. They give you a list of things you need to include your wardrobe. I'm like, but are you happy with this? Like, this doesn't even
Mm,
match your personality or your style. So, yes, I agree with the theory of it. I just don't
mhm.
think that everyone needs to follow the same list.
Got it. That makes sense. What are
Mhm.
your thoughts on those subscriptions where
I
you
knew that
get,
question was coming.
you
I
know
knew
what
I get that question a lot. And again, I think, well, I think the theory of it is great for short term needs. I don't think it's the long-term solution. Especially now, I will say when it comes to those subscription boxes, you have some companies who are very good with hiring real stylists to make sure that, like, let's look holistically at your wardrobe. But then you have some companies who are like, oh, these are your sizes, is this what you want? Bam, 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 here you go. And when you do that or have that being done for you month to month, you're going to take a step back one day and look at your closet like, what? My closet doesn't even make sense right now. So while it may be great for a short-term solution, like, oh, I need more jeans in my wardrobe, I'm just going to do a subscription and get somebody to send me some, it doesn't help with the long term, because it's like, yeah, you're getting jeans sent, but what are you going to wear with these jeans? And do these jeans fit your body type the way that you really want them to fit? And then what about everything else in your wardrobe? How does that align together? So I just think that a more longer term solution is looking at your overall style, maybe hiring a one-on-one stylist like myself, someone that can get to know you more personally versus just a form you fill out online. But someone who can understand your lifestyle, understand your goals, understand all of that so that they can be strategic on what they help you have in your wardrobe that will sustain you long term versus, oh, I know I'm gonna get some new clothes this month, but really it's not what you really need.
Interesting. Okay. So, this has been really a really good conversation for sure. Um, what if someone needed help? Where should they start? Should they start by hiring you? Should they start by getting your book? Should they start by Googling some stuff? Like, where do you feel like anybody listening right now and they're like, I don't know how to dress. I feel like my wardrobe needs help. What's the first step you would tell them to take?
The first step I would tell them to take, honestly, is to let's have a conversation, to be honest. Because like I said, sometimes when I get on the phone with these clients, I mean, I've been on the phone with clients who are like, you know what, after talking to you, I don't think I need you anymore. Great. That's fine.
Yes. Yeah.
I would think get on the conversation, but also to realistically researching what you expect from a stylist helping you out. Because I often tell people I'm not one of these stylists that's like a celebrity stylist. No shade to celebrity stylists, but I'm not just going to get your sizes and stuff and show up at your house with a rack full of clothes and just whatever works and whatever that, like, I don't like that. I like to get to know you. I like to do the shopping based on what's going to help you get to your goals. Like, I'm not just a one and done and keep it moving. No, let's develop this relationship so you can constantly just really feel good about what you're wearing from this day and beyond. So just being realistic of what you want out of the process or out of the experience, and then let's have a conversation. Because when I set up these discussions, or like these what they call discovery calls, but those initial consultation calls that I have, it's me getting to know the person and understanding what their challenges are, what their desires and their goals are, and then finding a way that we can meet in the middle in that best solution. So like I said, I had that one client, we were like, no, start with the book first. This is where you need to start, because she just mentally just wasn't there. But then I have other clients who are like, you know what, Shaquanna, I'm ready. I got the budget. I purged my closet. I don't have any clothes. Let's get started. So having that conversation allows me to say, okay, these are your next steps. Or this is the package that we should do. Or, sometimes they come to me and say, oh, I'm ready to shop. I'm ready to have some clothes in my closet. But then I'm hearing them talk about their wardrobe. I'm like, no, you need to purge your closet first. You need to get rid of a lot of things before you try to add even more to it, because we're going to constantly go into this cycle. So that would be the first step, is just having the conversation. Of course, if you are a woman who knows, like, oh my goodness, like, I got to work on my confidence, I got to work on my mindset, I got to work on my faith, I got to work on my self-esteem, I'm going to immediately say right now, go and get this book, because I share a lot of my experiences. I've dealt with all of this stuff before. So I share a lot of my experiences and how I overcame them. So I would definitely recommend that.
Awesome. So I have one last question.
Yes.
Let's say, you are a woman and you're really good at your job, right? you're just not into dressing. You just want to wear sweats, so you do the bare minimum and you like how you look.
Mhm.
What would you say to them? Do they have to change and kind of level up in terms of being putting more effort into what they wear? Because some people really like don't prioritize clothes and fashion. What would you say to someone like that? Have you come across anyone like that? Or I mean, if they're like that, they're probably not looking for your help,
Right.
right? But like, do you see people like that who probably would take it to the next level if they would only put a little effort?
Hmm. Yeah, I've definitely had women, they're not necessarily clients, but women who said, "Oh, well, Shaquanna, I'm fine. I mean, I'm just gonna wear what I wear, and I'm good. I feel I do my job, and I go home, and that's it. All right, sis. Like I'm cool. If you cool, I'm cool.
Do you
But
feel like that's holding them back
yes,
though?
that's what I was
Okay.
just about to say.
Yeah.
You have those people who are good with the bare minimum in their career, fine. But if you know you want more, if you know you want to go to the next level, if you know that you have certain dreams and want to be a leader and all of that stuff, you need to start now. I tell women all the time that if you're waiting until you're getting into that position to show up differently, you're a little too late. Like you need to start doing it now because people are watching you now. And that's a big thing. People are always, always, always watching you. So that when it is time for you to go to the next level, they're thinking back to, okay, well, I remember she only showed up in like sweats and t-shirts all the time. Can we take her seriously? Can we trust her to do a
Mhm.
presentation in the boardroom? Can we trust her to lead a team? Right. So if you have that desire to go to the next level in your career, your business, or whatever, but you're choosing to wait until you get there to dress in that way, you need to change your mindset, change your perspective, and start doing that now. Because, like I said, people are watching and people remember. And humans, we're very visual people, and we start forming opinions about someone within the first few seconds of encountering them. So it's kind of hard to switch that opinion that they have of you. That's just the nature
Yeah.
of humans. So you want to show up and show out right now, regardless of what position you're at, because you already know you're going up, you're elevating. So
Mhm.
that's what I was
I have mixed emotions about that
saying. Hmm.
because at the end of the day, you want me to do the job or you want me to look cute.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, why do we have to look a certain way to get in the boardroom? Or, as a society, I think we
Yes.
need to look deeper into this
Yeah. Now I will.
because
Oh, go ahead. Go
go
ahead.
ahead. I was just gonna say because if she feels good in her loungewear, she's gonna do a better job in the boardroom, in the meeting, in the presentation, because she feels comfy and she's good. But if
Mm-hmm.
now you're trying to like nudge her into putting on things that look the part, but it's not really her, we're going back to what we were talking about in the beginning about that authenticity piece. So like it's kind of like
So one thing I don't agree with, because you're right, great point. One thing I don't agree with is dressing in a way that's different than you. If what she wants to wear is loungewear, let's stick to the loungewear, but maybe let's do some extra jewelry that would elevate it a bit. Or let's there's all types of different styles of loungewear now that look like really professional clothing. Let's elevate the loungewear instead of it being just the sweats and the t-shirts. So there are a lot of different ways that you can do that where you still feel I do not like, some people think, oh, Shaquanna, you're going to dress me like you. Absolutely not. I don't like dressing people in a way that's not true to them. If you like to wear black, okay, but let's do it black this way. Let's do different textures. Let's do different styles so that it's still like you, but it's elevated. So it's like, I'm not saying like, oh, now you got to wear a blazer suit and stuff. No, 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 no. Let's just elevate what you're doing that already makes you feel good, but it still makes you stand out as you're going to the next level, you know?
yes, I love that. What a great answer. Awesome. Well, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up. I can sit and talk to you forever,
I
child.
know, girl.
Uh, mind you, this is not our first conversation, folks.
Right.
So we can definitely do this for a while. But we're
Yeah.
gonna wrap it up. Is there anything you would like to close with? Is there anything you want to make sure that the people listening take away today from this conversation?
Yeah, like hopefully everyone takes away today the importance of just building and demonstrating that confidence so that you can show up in your career. So, like I said, I have various hats that I wear, all with the one goal of helping women feel confident in their careers, their businesses, and life in general. So, you can definitely go to my website, shaquannachappelle.com. Everything is shaquannachappelle.com. I know it's a long name, but you won't forget it. But shaquannachappelle.com, you can there's a link down there where you can check out my styling packages or just check out some more of my brand in general. You can also go there to get a copy of Get Up and Get Dressed. This book is also on my website. So go ahead and grab your copy and it'll be shipped the next day so you can get to reading, add it to your end of summer reading list. And then also, I am available for corporate speaking engagements as well. So LinkedIn is where I am most of the time, engaging with a lot of corporate partners and building partnerships. So if you work for a corporation or organization who you think can benefit from helping new and emerging leaders, diverse leaders, build their confidence and lead from a confident and authentic space, then we can definitely have a conversation that way. So LinkedIn, I'm on Shaquanna Chappelle. YouTube, I'm building up my YouTube. My YouTube is where I'm having fun. Like, you're gonna get style content, but you're gonna get all types of other stuff too.
Okay.
So I'm Shaquanna Chappelle there as well. So yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, my dear. It was such a pleasure. I had a lovely time chatting with you, as always.
Yeah.
So, again, folks, if you need some help with your wardrobe, if you're really wanting to take your personal brand to the next level as you embark into these leadership roles, get with Shaquanna. Get with your girl. Get with her. She's legit. Okay. Um, so yeah. So again, thank you so much.
Thank
Appreciate you being here. Talk to y'all later.
you.